Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife, and today is our very first two-parter. We're going to be discussing not a technique, but an issue that's taken place at a school in South Africa over the last 2 decades. So, let's go ahead and check out part 1, and let's break down, and let's discuss the house that Mike built. Alright, let's get right to it. The gym we're talking about today is called CJA, or Combat Jiu-Jitsu Academy, run by a gentleman named Mike Herbig in South Africa. Now, originally CJA stood for Combat Jiu-Jitsu Academy, but it may have changed its name to Christian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Either way, CJA still applies. This academy was brought to my attention by students themselves. Over a dozen students with various issues and problems with the martial arts studio. Now, some of these students are previous students, and some of these students are current, because they all did say one thing, and I want to make sure that this is very clear. They all said that Mike is a very good instructor. Now, some of these people have been with Mike for over 2 decades. Some of these people started when they were 5 years old. So this is a very deep-seated issue, and I want to make sure I cover it by starting off with this. Here's a little excerpt from one of the conversations that I had with one of the students. Long story short, Mike Herbig lied to us for a long time about the legitimacy of our belts, and we had to pay for gradings. When I found out that I wasn't a black belt and that you don't pay for gradings at other clubs, I left. Now, whether you agree with paying for belt testings or not is neither here nor there. I can guarantee you one thing, though. You do not want to send this email that was sent to his black belts to your black belts. Let me go ahead and read it for you. Black belts, this is the time for a reality check for all of you because it would appear as if some things have been forgotten. Let me remind you that CJA is the house that Mike built. CJA is the house that through Mike, you were elevated to the rank of black belt. This is a privilege, not a right. It is also a constant expression of who you are. In the vision I had of CJA, I envisioned myself surrounded by a pride of black belt lions. Instead, after watching all of you behave in the last 6 months, I am left with the sorry impression that all I have is a pack of sniveling hyenas. Characteristics of a pride of lions: proud, loyal, got balls, have integrity, team that works together. Most of all, they piss like men, not like puppies. Characteristics of a pack of hyenas: conflict-driven, backbiters, cowards, no pride, two-faced, will tear the person next to them to shreds, bite the hand that feeds them. Are you so stupid and short-sighted that you have already forgotten it is I that gave you your rank? It is underwritten by me. Did you all think I would not find out what's going on? At any time in the past, did I always find out? I always do. Because I am absent does not mean I am not attentive. You forget the lesson that Mike knows at your own peril. It looks to me that you have confused gentleness/kindness with weakness, that you can do anything you want with no thought of consequences. What are you talking about, Mike, I hear you ask? Well, let me give you some examples. Those of you who refused to wear your black belt in class, flagrant disrespect. To those that did not even have the manners or decency to tell me they were sorry they couldn't make the black belt bra, bad manners. I don't know if I said that or pronounced that correctly. To those who couldn't even be bothered to reply if they were going to be there, rude. And how to let others know you don't value them or me. To those that had secret meetings with students behind my back and failed to disclose to me what was going on, deceit. To those that actively sided with students in public disrespecting the CJA head instructor and then failed to tell me about what is going on, disloyalty. To those that actually question my integrity in a public forum with regards to students whom I have an agreement with regarding grading, disrespect. To those that go behind my back to belittle my faith, what the fuck? To those that speak of CJA as going to ruin, seriously, rebellion, get the fuck out. To those that have the rank and yet do nothing to help support Alex with how to make CJA better, cowards. Alex, by the way, is his son. To those that speak false words of support but are nowhere to be seen when it really matters, empty vessels. To those in secret groups that contain neither Alex nor myself, whose content I'm willing to bet has no support of any of you for me, Alex or CJA, just criticism. Shame on you. To those that sit on my couch but don't share with me the truth, hypocrites. To those of you who have become so arrogant you believe that I am swallowing the bullshit you're trying to feed me, go elsewhere. CJA has no need of you. To those that cannot even be bothered to pay the annual membership fee, disrespect. And those who sulk around too embarrassed to let the world know they are CJA black belts, go elsewhere and get your rank there. Have you no pride? To those of you that have not actually said thank you to me for everything I have done for you in your lives, ingrates. I can name and shame if you want, but I think you get the idea here. This is what you have become A pack of ungrateful, whiny, entitled scavengers, unworthy of the rank I have bestowed on you? It would appear as if you wipe your asses with the rank of black belt. Well, my dear sons, no more. Have you forgotten the concept of value exchange? Let me remind you, I do not charge you for classes. The concept being that you will add value to CJA, not sit and sabotage from the sidelines after you have benefited from my mat time. Have I ever been anything but supportive to each and every one of you when you were searching and fucking up? Did I not always have your back? Is not the success you enjoy or have enjoyed the fruit of your time at CJA and the time I put into you? Where is the support? Where is your brotherhood? Where is your pride? Where is your loyalty, your gratitude? Where is putting something back into what built you? So, in line with our new international affiliation with the JJGF, for those of you who don't know, I am required to approve all my black belt ranks, the one you have taken for granted and then messed up with your arrogance. And since you all have so little respect or value attached to your black belt, consider yourselves at this moment demoted to brown belt, all of you, with 2 exceptions. 1, Alex maintains his rank, since I know without a doubt he does everything he can to build CJA. With a multitude of failings of which I am aware, except I am doing something about it. Are you, other than sabotaging him? Johan, who I'm not sure I said his name right, maintains his rank, because he was the only one from amongst you with the balls big enough to come and sit and talk to me and Alex to indicate there were issues, and behaved like I expect a CJA black belt to behave. This means as of now, you are all brown belts, except Alex and Johan. And as such, you will also automatically start paying fees again, because you add no value, not even loyalty. CJA is good enough to provide you a venue, a mat, great rolling, the best teaching, but that is not free. And you, through your actions, have lost your ticket. So now what? Well, here's the thing. You are now going to have to convince me that you are worthy to be called a CJA black belt. You now have to want to have your ranking grade underwritten by me, which means each and every one of you, including Alex and Johan, will submit 2 typed up pages of motivation, arguing for the privilege of having a CJA black belt, why you believe you deserve it, what it means to you, what are you doing to uphold it, and what will be your continued contribution to CJA. On Saturday, there was a grading. I will be ratifying and recognizing the CJA black belts. If you want your grade ratified by me, 3 things need to happen. 1, your typed up motivation to be recognized as a CJA black belt in my email box by Friday at 5 p.m. 2, you will compile a list of 10 attributes that black belts have. This will form part of your signed code going forward. 3, you will have made an arrangement to meet me for coffee by grading. Not actually meet, but have contacted me to set up a meeting, i.e. set up an appointment with me by Friday. Should you fail in the above, I will be making it very public, very open that you are now brown belts and who the real CJA black belts are. I don't care how busy you are, this is the time for action. Make it happen or not. Remember all those lessons about choices, free will, etc. Well, you get to exercise yours now. Hopefully by now I have at least offended some of you, pissed off others, and maybe shown your indifference to what I have said. Good. That makes house cleaning easier. There's an easy way out. Here's the link. Now, if some of you are no longer active and really don't want to be involved, too late for that. You're involved. Then understand you will lose the rank I have given you, and you will henceforth be known or forgotten as a brown belt. Since you choose to swim in these waters, this, my sons, is called karma, the law of cause and effect. Now is the time to see who stands up. Who's the lion and who's the hyena? Let me finish off with some biblical wisdom that you would all do well to pay attention to. He who is not with me, once and for all on my side, is against me. And he who does not unequivocally gather with me scatters. Matthew 12:30. CJA Wisdom. Your move. Signed, Mike Herbig. So after speaking with those students who had issues and reading that letter, I decided to reach out and contact Mike myself. He was very kind enough and respectful enough to have a great discourse back and forth on an email. It's a very long back and forth, so I'm just going to read the parts off that have to do with the letter itself. So regarding the letter, I wrote, I have no ill intent, but I would like to know a few basic things before I release my official opinion on the matter. From the things I have been sent, especially in the letter you sent to your students, you crucified yourself a bit. but I understand that the letter was obviously written in response to something. So rather than just posting that letter and responses from students, I find the only fair that I get your viewpoint as well. I asked him 2 questions regarding the letter. I asked a lot of questions, but just 2 regarding the letter. I asked, what is your letter to your students in response to? And I asked, do you regret sending the letter that you sent to your students? He wrote this in response about the letter. What can I say at this stage but ouch? Crucifixion is an apt word. First, some context. It was written about 7 months ago. It was written to a group of 8 young men, all of whom had been with me since they were 5 years old. So I had known them for somewhere between 10 to 25 years. As in any organization, I was faced with some discipline issues, which needed to be addressed. So I did it in a language they understood. It was a private communication. Needless to say, the only reason the letter got out was one of them was somewhat disgruntled at what happened after the letter. He was asked to leave because he was not the kind of person I wanted in my academy. I will add this to that statement. I got this sent by several people, not just one person. So he continues. So looking at the letter now on Facebook, you were quite correct. Quite a crucifixion. Facepalm. Would I write a letter like that again? No. I have grown quite a bit since then, and faced with something similar, I would address it completely different. May I now take a moment to say what I am not, so that later I can share what I am. I hold no rank or title other than founder of my school. I am not a BJJ instructor. I hold no rank in that. Have never made any claim to that. Please do your investigation and verify. So I did continue my investigation, and I found a whole lot of issues as I kept digging. Next episode, we'll be discussing why he wears a rope belt. We'll talk about his affiliation with the SAGA and why their affiliation with NAGA is a complete lie, and so much more. But I wanted this episode simply to focus on that letter. Also, I did tell Mike that I was going to be completely fair, which is why I'm going to do a 2-parter to make sure we cover as much as we can so it's completely transparent, all right? I am curious, though, what are your thoughts about that letter that was sent to the students? Let me know in the comment section below. Would that be something you would send your students? Do you think that that was the right thing to do? You guys let me know. Thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and all that other crap. Keep the martial arts legit.